hitting .563 with 4 doubles, 8 runs scored, and 4 RBIs. It's the matchup, Baylor and BYU tonight, game 1 of the 3-game Big 12 series from Getterman Stadium. Stay with us. Starting lineups and the first pitch when we come back. Oh, with the first pitch of the night, Walker, the left-hander, delivers. Off speed, it's in for a called strike one. Lily Owens leading off for BYU. The center fielder bats first. Haley Morrow at short. She'll bat second. Ilovia Brittingham, we talked about the right fielder, batting third. This one fouled back. It's an 0-2 count. Cindy Milkowski is catching, batting fourth. Kayla Kamoku, the reigning Big 12 Player of the Week, playing third base. She'll bat fifth. Aliyah Agbanyani, she is playing left field. She'll bat sixth. Maddie Udall-Woolley will play first base, batting seventh. Bree Townsend, designated player, batting eighth. And Miranda Mansfield will play second base and bat ninth for Coach Gordon Eakin and the BYU Cougars, who come in 11-7 in Big 12 play. They're tied for fourth in the Big 12 standings. They are 29-12 overall. Owens grounds this one to third. Gobbled up there by Faith Piper. Across to retire Owens 5-3. Out number one here in the first inning. It's Shaylin Govan, the All-American, at first base. Faith Piper playing third base tonight for Baylor. One down, Haley Morrow to the plate, the shortstop for the Cougars. Program that made 16 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances during a stretch, but they have missed out the last 3 NCAA tournaments. Very much in the hunt to get back to postseason this year. Morrow takes that one low. 2 balls, no strikes to Haley Morrow, batting .319 on the season. This BYU team is a really good hitting team. 2-0 pitch, off speed, called strike one. Home plate umpire Brandon Bloom. BYU a .323 team batting average. .323, second best in the Big 12, behind only Arizona. The 2-1 by Walker. That is just low, didn't miss by much. Abby Flores, the catcher, gave our home plate umpire a good look at it, but it's ball 3. BYU, a team that has also hit 73 home runs on the season. Far and away the most of any team in the Big 12. Pitch grounded, third base side. Piper has it again, over to first, and there are 2 down here in the first inning. Here's the way Baylor lines up defensively. Mentioned Faith Piper at third base, Amber Tovin at short, Presley Pylon at second. What a great middle infield double play combination those two have been. Shaylin Govan is at first base, Abby Flores catching. Carrington Dawson in left field, Brooklyn Carter in center field, and Taria Coleman plays right field tonight for the Bears. Pitch misses just inside. Well, it's a called strike on the inner part of the plate, so it's no balls, 1 strike to Ilovia Brittingham. Eye-popping numbers in her true freshman season. This one grounded foul, third base side. She's down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Baylor comes in tonight dead even, 23-23 on the season overall. They are 8-10 in Big 12 play. 7th place in the league standings. Looking to improve their stock here in the next to last conference weekend of the regular season, which is hard to believe. They're hosting BYU tonight and this weekend, and they'll close at Iowa State next week. Then it's on to the Big 12 tournament in Oklahoma City. Walker, the 1-2. Brittingham takes, that didn't miss by much, but it's a called ball 2, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Walker in the circle, twirls the ball in her left hand, now gets set with the toots to end the Big 12. Her 23rd appearance, her 17th start, And she has thrown 78 2/3 innings coming in. Second most on the club, and opponents hitting just 257 off of Kate Dally. Presley Pylon, we talked about in the open. Pylon leads off for the Bears. BYU in tight on the corners. Here's the lineup Glenn Moore is going with tonight. Pylon leading off, playing second base. Brooklyn Carter in center, batting second. Shaylin Govan, the All-American, at first base, batting third. Taria Coleman in right field, batting fourth. Carrington Dawson left field, she'll bat fifth. Abby Flores catching, batting sixth. Ashlyn Wackendorf will be the designated player, bat seventh. Amber Tobin playing short, batting eighth. And Faith Piper at third base, she'll bat ninth for the Bears tonight. Off-speed pitch, very slow off-speed pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two to Pylon. She's down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes to Dally. This one waves at it, can't connect. A strikeout by Dally to start the game tonight. Another look at it, ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Way ahead of that pitch, the strikeout by Dally, number 78 on the season. So 78 strikeouts in exactly 79 innings. The strikeout to walk ratio is really good. 78 strikeouts to 35 walks on the year. It's Brooklyn Carter to the plate for the Bears. First pitch, called strike one to Carter. Carter from Inglewood, California. Transfer to Baylor from the University of Washington. Shows bunt. This one misses. It's a ball and a strike to her. Made one of the best catches you'll ever see in college softball just Wednesday night or Tuesday night here at Getterman Stadium. 6-0 Baylor win over Texas State. Back to home plate, going back toward the scoreboard. There's a swinging strike two by Carter. Made the over-the-shoulder catch. It was impressive enough to make the ESPN top 10. Willie Mays style, going away from home plate to make the catch. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Swings, can't connect. And she's out at first base. And that is 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the way BYU lines up defensively. Kayla Kamoku at third base, Haley Morrow at short, Miranda Mansfield at second, Maddie Udall-Woolley at first base, Lindy Milkowski at first or catching, Aaliyah Agbanyani and left field, Lily Owens in center, and Ilovea Brittingham in right field for BYU. Here is Shaylin Govan at the plate for the Bears. Govan, 389 batting average on the year. Tops on the club by a point over Taria Coleman. Coleman at 388. Govan, 5th leading hitter in the Big 12 as play begins this evening. Takes a called strike there. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Govan. Team leader in home runs with 6 and RBIs with 24. Pitch inner part of the plate. That is called a strike. She's down on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 2 down in the inning, nobody on. Here's the pitch, skips in. Skipped well in front of the plate, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two down, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning. Here comes the 2-2 to Shaylin Govan. Just off the plate. Catcher Milkowski gave home plate umpire a good look at that one. But it's now 3 balls, 2 strikes to Govan, who is the career walks leader at Baylor. Moved into the #1 spot with a first inning walk on Tuesday. 134 in her career. This one is hit hard, and that's a fair ball into the left field corner. Govan rounds first. She'll pull in at second base. Right down the line. A 2-out double off the bat of Shaylin Govan. Another look at it, turned on that ball, pulled it down over the bag, the third base bag. And a fair ball. So a 2-out base runner for the Bears now. That'll give Taria Coleman an at-bat. Coleman swinging a hot bat for Baylor. She's hitting 388 on the season, 9th best in the Big 12. Coleman, the doubles leader on this team with 11. Pitch by Daly. This is ball 1. Coleman, the U of H transfer from Houston. Her first year here at Baylor. Kate Daly leans in, gets the sign, and the pitch. Tries to bunt and drops it foul into the opposite batter's box. Van was off and running. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Two down in the inning. Govan, the runner, at second base. Scoreless first inning. Baylor and BYU in the series opener between these two. Here's the pitch by Daly. That one skips in. Coleman takes. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike to her. Impressive numbers you see there over the last 3 games. A .600 batting average for Taria Coleman. This one she does bunt. Deadens it in front of the plate. Tough play. She is safe at first base. Coleman beats it out. Boy, what a great job of deadening that softball out in front of the plate. That'll allow Govan to move on to third. Watch how this ball just dies. Drops it right there in no man's land. Beats the throw. Megan Diaz in the first base coaching box helps our first base umpire Lyndon Baptiste with the safe call. And the Bears have runners on the corners now with 2 outs here in the first inning. Batter for Baylor is Carrington Dawson, riding a 10-game on-base streak herself. First pitch swinging, strike 1 to Dawson. Dawson, the freshman from Beaumont, Hardin-Jefferson High School. Having an outstanding freshman year for the Bears. She started every game but 1 this year. Swing and a miss. She also had an outstanding defensive play in left field on Tuesday night. So down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on the corners. Bears threatening early here against BYU's Kate Daly. The pitch. Tried to get her to chase. Now they got the runner and a run down. They'll keep an eye on Govan off third. The throw home. Running her back to third. Here comes Govan, headed home. The throw, and they got her. It's what you try to do with the runner off first base. Try to allow the runner off third to get home or at least get in a run down, and that's the way it happened with Govan, but she's out at home plate. Chasing her toward home plate. Tag is applied, and that's the inning. Scoreless, end of 1. 937 wins. No one has more in Baylor athletics history. On to the second inning we go. The Bears and the BYU Cougars. This is Cindy Milkowski leading off, the catcher for the Cougars. Second best slugging percentage on the team. Getting some real impressive power numbers for BYU on the year. Her on base percentage also second best on the team at .475. Batting average .372 for Milkowski. Facing Baylor's Lily Walker. 2-0 pitch, swinging, strike one. Turned into a nice night, 69 degrees at first pitch, light breeze out there. It was a torrential downpour earlier today, and the tarp is working very well here at Getterman Stadium. Had the dirt infield covered, and it looks like no leaks at all. The grounds crew was actually watering the infield before we played. And the field drained really well. So it's about an inch and a half of rain in a couple of hours this afternoon here in Central Texas. 3-1 the count to Milkowski. Pitch by Walker, hit hard but foul, wide of third. Milkowski, a senior from Olathe, Kansas, a transfer to BYU from Eastern Illinois. Lily Walker looks in, gets the sign. Here's the 3-2. Off speed called, strike three. Milkowski took one step toward first base and then took a sharp right turn into the dugout. Here's another look. Beautiful pitch by Lily Walker for the strikeout. Walker in 125 innings pitched on the year. 78 strikeouts, 32 walks on the season. She'll now face Kayla Kamoku, who is the reigning Big 12 Player of the Week. Called strike two, or strike one to her. It's a ball and a strike to Kamoku. All she did last weekend against Utah was hit 8 of 12, 667 batting average, 1.167 slugging percentage. She scored 5 runs, a couple of home runs, had 9 RBIs in the 3 games, 3 in each game, as BYU swept their in-state rival Utah last weekend. Those are Player of the Week numbers that Kamoku put up last weekend. She's down on the count here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lily Walker, the left-hander, delivers. Off speed, Kamoku won't chase it. Two balls, 2 strikes the count. 1 out, nobody on, top of the second inning. Pitch from Walker to Kamoku. Swinging, strike 3, tipped into the mid of Abby Flores. That is back-to-back strikeouts by Walker to start the second inning. Great shot. The spin of the ball may have been a bit off the plate, but close enough. Kamoku with 2 strikes had to swing at it. So 2 strikeouts, 2 down, nobody on. Here is Abby Agbayani. Aliyah Agbayani. First pitch, strike 1 to her. 299 hitter on the season coming into play tonight. Agbayani, a senior, actually a grad student from Hawaii, a transfer from Cal to BYU. Pitch by Walker, a liner, gets past Tobin into center field. The dive by Tobin, but it was hit too sharply for her to get to, and that is the first hit of the night for BYU. To go out. 2 out single to center off the bat of Agbayani. Tobin almost got to that ball. But a 2 out single and a 2 out base runner for the Cougars. We'll bring Maddie Udall-Woolley to the plate for BYU. Check swing, fouls this one at the plate. So it's the white uniforms with the royal blue trim, lettering, helmets tonight for BYU. We're told that they have 8 different uniform combinations. 8. Grounder, right side. Pylon has it to Govan to make quick work of Udall-Woolley, and that is the second. A base runner, but stranded at first. Middle of the second. Scoreless season at BYU. As the head coach, he's actually been there 26 years. He was there before the program actually took to the field. This is the 25th season of BYU softball. He was there the year before as they recruited and got ready, and was there 3 years as an assistant, and now his 23rd season as the head coach. Tremendous success, 860 wins, 407 losses in his time as the head coach at BYU. So 2 really veteran coaches going off against each other here in Waco this weekend. This is Baylor's Carrington Dawson leading off the second inning for the Bears. Scoreless game. Kate Daly switching speeds masterfully. Had her ahead of that one. It's no balls, 2 strikes to Dawson, hitting .232 on the season. Is riding a 10-game on-base streak is Carrington Dawson. Pitch outside, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kate Daly with the pink sleeve and the pink glove tonight delivers, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. 25th pitch of the night coming up here by Kate Daly to the leadoff hitter for the Bears in the second inning. The 2-2, grounded hard to third, taken on a hop by Kamoku. Over to first to retire Dawson, 5-3, out number 1 here in the second. Bears really threatened in the first inning. The double by Shaylin Govan. Went around to third on the bunt single by Taria Coleman. Bears couldn't get her home. They get Govan caught in a rundown between third base and home, but BYU ultimately tagged her out at home plate. There's Abby Flores, the Baylor catcher. 1 down, nobody on, second inning. Flores, the sophomore out of Beaumont United. Left-hand bat facing the righty, Kate Daly. That pitch is in for a called strike 1. Our umpiring crew tonight, Brandon Bloom behind the plate, Lyndon Baptiste at first base, and Robert Gonzalez back of third. Waits on this one, gets it in the air to left field. Agbayani is there, makes the catch. And that is out number 2 here in the second inning. Two down for Ashlyn Wackendorf to the plate. Wackendorf, the senior. Again, senior weekend for Baylor, their final home series of the year. They'll close at Iowa State next weekend. So senior day recognition's coming up on Saturday, and there'll be a bunch of them. There's 11 seniors on this Baylor roster. Softball here at Baylor always does such a good job on their senior day, senior recognition. They'll have videos and video tributes and players' numbers painted on the rim of the outfield grass. It'll be a great recognition on Saturday on senior day. Wackendorf down to the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Daly crouches and delivers. Off speed, misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wackendorf. Wackendorf, a local product out of Lorena High School. Here's the 1-2 to her. Thought about it, didn't swing. It's off the plate. It evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 offers at it with the bunt, can't connect, and that is the inning. A strikeout, the 3rd of the night for Kate Dally, and the Bears go in order in the 2nd. They are 8-10 in conference play. And for Baylor, really have some work to do to get to an NCAA regional themselves. They could help themselves against this quality BYU club if they could find a way to win the series here this weekend. Bree Townsend leads off the 3rd for the Cougars. Townsend, the designated player, 296 average on the year. Lily Walker delivers, misses down low. It's 2 balls and a strike to Bree Townsend. She is the freshman from Buena Park, California. Off speed, beautiful pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's what we're talking about for Baylor. Tournament resume. There has had some big wins this year. They're sitting at 500 overall right now. Their RPI is at 55. Versus top 50 this year, they are 6-17. Strength of schedule is a real plus for Baylor, 28. They played 9 teams either ranked or previously ranked on the season. Townsend grounds back to the pitcher, over to Govan to retire. Townsend 1-3 without number 1 here in the 3rd inning. So the 55 RPI again would get a boost if the Bears were to play well against this good Cougar team this weekend. Not just play well, but get some wins this weekend. It's the second baseman, Miranda Mansfield. Infield pulled in tight all the way around. She does bunt it. First base side. Govan picks it up. Makes the throw to Pylon covering. Bears had Mansfield scouted very well there and made the play. It was a nice bunt down the first base line. Really hugged the line. She is retired 3-4 with Pylon covering at first. 2 down in the inning, back to the top of the order, and Lily Owens. Owens grounded to 3rd her first time up. First pitch swinging here. Grounder to Tovin at first. The throw in time, and the Cougars go in order in the 3rd. Middle of 3 at Getterman Stadium. Scoreless at 29-12. Again, sitting in a tie for 4th place in the league standings. Looks like a tournament resume to me for BYU. In the last 3 years, they have finished out of the running to make the tournament. Trying to get back there this year. Amber Tovin leads off the 3rd for Baylor. Baylor's shortstop. Hitting .250 on the season. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for the Bears in the 3rd. Scoreless game. Baylor and BYU. Reaches out, pokes this one into center field. Owens came in, now goes back and over toward left center and makes the catch. I think her first step was in, and then all of a sudden it was quickly back, and she was there to retire Tovin without number 1. One down, Faith Piper, the Bears' 3rd baseman tonight, comes to the plate for the first time this evening. Piper is a freshman out of Katy, Cinco Ranch High School. They really like her in the lineup defensively at 3rd base. Really good at helping control the bunt game for their opponents. Big reason that Piper is in at 3rd base tonight. Batting average at .231 in her true freshman season. BYU is pulled in tight on the corners. Called strike 1 to her. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Piper. Leadoff hitter Presley Pylon is on deck for the Bears. Pitch is outside, ball 2. There is quite a discrepancy in the two game notes, Baylor and BYU, in the all-time series record. You know, sometimes through the years, there's 1 game or 2 games difference in what the teams show. 2-1, checks her swing, and it's ball 3. But Baylor shows an 8-1 series advantage over BYU. 8 wins, 1 loss all time. BYU says it's 5-4. BYU leading over Baylor all time. So we'll just put that out there. It's one of those or somewhere in the middle between these two. All-time series record. Can't tell you that Baylor beat BYU 3 straight out in Provo last year. Swept the Cougars. Was a big sweep for the Bears on the road last season. Here's the 3-2 to Piper. Hits this one down the left field line and fair. Bobbled momentarily out there by Agbayani. Not enough for Piper to take an extra base. But Baylor has a 1-out base runner in Faith Piper at first base. Goes the opposite way. Sharp single to left off the bat of Faith Piper. 3rd hit of the night for Baylor. And a base runner aboard for Presley Pylon, leadoff hitter for the Bears. Baylor likes to run in the right opportunity. First pitch called strike 1 to Pylon. Bears have the 3rd most stolen bases in the Big 12 this year. They are 56 of 71 in steals. Piper has not attempted a stolen base so far this season. Gonna get a brief conference outside the circle with catcher Lindy Milkowski and pitcher Kate Dally. Talking to head coach Gordon Eakin, the head coach at BYU, I said, y'all don't look to run much, do you? And he gave me a kind of a funny look like, why are you asking? Have you seen our power numbers? And then made the point very accurately. When you hit 73 home runs, you don't want to run yourself out of any innings. Pylon into shallow center field, coming on a long way is Lily Owens to make the catch. Boy, she covered a lot of ground there, and Owens makes the catch to retire Presley Pylon. Two down in the inning as Brooklyn Carter comes to the plate for the Bears. Strikeout victim her first time up tonight. .296 average for Carter. Piper the runner at first for Baylor. Takes that one inside. Charging forward in the left-hand batter's box. Ball 1. One 0 pitch from Dally. That one is outside. She takes again. It's 2 balls, no strikes. These two teams picked right next to each other in the Big 12 preseason poll. Baylor was picked 4th in the preseason poll, and BYU was picked 5th. .2-0 the count to Carter. The pitch. Takes again. It's up high. Ball 3. So a 3-0 count to Brooklyn Carter. Piper with the single at first base. 3-0 count on Brooklyn Carter. The pitch by Dally is called strike 1. Wind after sundown usually sets down a little bit, but it is blowing pretty good. Those flags rimming the outfield, blowing in about 10 to 15 miles per hour. That is a grounder right down the line to first baseman Maddie Udall-Woolley picks it up, touches the bat. We go to the fourth inning. We're joined by Baylor head coach Glenn Moore. Coach, thanks for the visit here in game. And Lily Walker with the start tonight. Boy, she has turned into a starting pitcher you can really count on, isn't she?
No doubt about it. She's consistent. She's mature. She's has a high IQ. Play defense behind her. She gets some good ground balls to fill. So really proud of her, and she's done a great job for us.
Not just her, the way Sadie Ross pitched the other day for you out in Tempe, that's really nice.
She sure did. And, you know, she's coming off of 3 ACL surgeries and are coming off the final of 3 and started the season released 1 week before we started, and it's taken her a little while to find her groove, but she's certainly getting there.
Final thought, your final home series of the year against a team ahead of you in the standings, ahead of you in the RPI. It's a really good opportunity for you this weekend.
It is. It's a great opportunity. We're playing good ball. They're playing good ball. I think we're fairly equally matched, and it looks like a pitcher's duel going on right here. So it should be some good softball this weekend.
Good. You just jinxed it, but thanks for that, and thanks for the visit. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Glenn Moore with us, Baylor head coach in his 25th season. Great to visit with him between innings. As Lily Walker goes back to the circle, the Duke transfer to Baylor this year, and has really turned into the #1 of this staff for the Bears when they needed her to. 9-7 record, 2.60 ERA for Lily Walker on the year. She'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the BYU order. As we move to the fourth inning, Haley Morrow leads off. Morrow grounded out to third her first time up tonight. Pitch called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Haley Morrow. Morrow, a junior from Las Vegas. There's a called strike. Took something off that one. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Lily Walker, it appears for the most part, is getting ahead of these BYU hitters. The 1-2 to Morrow. First base side, Govan will take it herself. Taps the bag, 1 out here in the fourth inning, 3 unassisted. Mentioned BYU out of the NCAA tournament the last 3 years. Last year, they were 31-23. They finished 11-16 in their first year in the Big 12, 6th in the league. Their final RPI was 46 last year. 46 RPI and pretty close to where they are right now at this point in the season, but overall record much more impressive. Conference record much better for these Cougars. Ilovea Brittingham comes to the plate. Set the BYU freshman RBI record on Saturday. What a year, what a freshman season going for Brittingham. Grounded to short, Tovin. Wastes no time. Throw over to first to retire Brittingham. That's an accomplishment. Bears can retire Brittingham, the Big 12 leader in home runs and RBIs and slugging percentage. So 2 down here in the fourth inning. Brittingham is 0 for 2 on the night so far. Here's Lindy Milkowski. And a dive, and she got it in center field. Put a star by that one. Another highlight play by Brooklyn Carter. Wow, give her a hand. Brooklyn Carter continues to amaze with the glove in center field. Wow, an all-out dive for that catch. That retires Milkowski and the Cougars in the fourth. Eakin, Coach, welcome to Waco. I think the Cougars' first trip ever to play softball here. We're glad you're in Waco.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. How about, we were looking at your tournament resume. Where do you guys feel like you are right now? You feel like you're solidly in the NCAA tournament?
Oh, no. We have to continue to take care of business and earn our way in for sure.
How about your second year in the Big 12? What did you maybe learn going through the league last year that's helping you this year?
It's a grind every weekend, and you need to be resilient.
and it is, isn't it? I mean, it really speaks to the depth of this league.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to get up when you've been punched in the mouth. So we've learned a lot, and I think we've done a pretty good job with it.
Good. Coach, thanks for the visit. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. That is Coach Gordon Eakin with us, the longtime coach at BYU in his 23rd season. And again, has been with the program for 26 years. The year before they actually played games, he was there as an assistant coach. So he has 860 career wins as the head coach. BYU, as a program, has 941 wins all time. A tremendous percentage of the total number of wins have come under for the school have come under Coach Eakin. Bottom of the fourth, Shaylin Govan leads off for the Bears. No runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Bears. No runs on 1 hit, no errors for BYU. Govan a double down the left field line, her first time up tonight. That was with 2 outs in the first inning. Facing Kate Dally, 50 pitches on the night. Pitch number 51 is a called strike. And that one skips in. That didn't feel real good to catcher Milkowski. It's 2 balls and a strike to Shaylin Govan. Great at lengthening at bats, getting walks, finding ways to get on base. Govan, one of the best in the Big 12, one of the best in the nation at that. Checks her swing. She did not hold up. So it's a strike, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Shaylin Govan. Senior out of Katy, transfer to Baylor from Stephen F. Austin. Pitch by Dally. Check swing. Fouls it back. Fouls it off her right leg, actually, in the batter's box. So it remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Govan with some impressive power numbers. But again, BYU, one of the top power hitting teams in the Big 12. That wind blowing into the face of the hitters. They work in Baylor's favor. Here's a grounder. That's a fair ball inside the third base bag. Very close to what she did the first time up tonight. Just fair down the line. Shaylin Govan is 2 for 2. This one a single. That's this one just inside the third base bag. Played nicely by Agbanyani, the left fielder, holding Govan to a single this time. But the Bears have their leadoff runner aboard, or their leadoff hitter aboard for the first time tonight. Caroline Rowett will run at first base for Shaylin Govan. Rowett, the senior out of Midway High School here in Waco, running at first as Taria Coleman comes to the plate. Coleman laid down a beautiful bunt out in front of the plate. Legged it out for a bunt single. That was in the first inning. And the Bears had runners on the corners but couldn't get a run home. As the Cougars charging from first and third again. That one's outside. It's a ball and a strike. Megan Diaz in the first base coaching box for Baylor. Glenn Moore in the third base coaching box. Pitch to Coleman is way high. 2 balls and a strike. Boy, to put Rowett in as a pinch runner in the 4th inning of this game, I think maybe it's some insight. Here's a nice bunt. That one's deadened again. It's going to be a tough play. And the ball gets past the second baseman covering at first base. Coleman is aboard again after another outstanding bunt, and Baylor has runners on the corners again with nobody out here in the 4th inning. That's the way this ball deadens. Coleman, great back control there. Throw got by Mansfield covering at first base. Hit her in the glove, just bounced off her glove, and then kind of got kicked ahead a little bit inadvertently. So Baylor has runners on the corners with nobody out. It's going to be a bunt single for Coleman, her 2nd of the night. And a throwing error by the 3rd baseman that allows Govan to move on to 3rd base. So 2 aboard with nobody out. Bears half of the 4th inning, a scoreless game. Start to say putting Rowett in as a pinch runner. Indication that I think the coaches think this may be, 1 run may be very important in this game. Maybe a very low scoring game tonight. Here's Carrington Dawson to the plate. Grounder to 3rd. Rowett will go back to the bag. A look back and then the throw across to get Dawson at first base. Well done by Kamoku, the 3rd baseman. Made sure that Govan wasn't going to break, or Rowett wasn't going to break any further off the bag than she did. So 1 down, Abby Flores coming to the plate. Coleman did move on to 2nd base on that infield ground out. 2 in scoring position for the Bears. For Flores. Caroline Rowett, the pinch runner at 3rd. Taria Coleman, the runner at 2nd. 1 out. Flores flied out to left field, her first time up tonight. Here's the pitch by Kate Dally. Catches the outer part of the plate. Called strike 1. Field in, watching for a bunt, trying to cut the runner off at home if they can. The 1-1 from Dally. Skips in, picked up nicely by Milkowski, the catcher. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to Abby Flores. And the pitch by Dally, just inside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. (3-1) coming from Kate Dally, and this one skips in. Ball 4. Abby Flores has drawn the walk that loads the bases here in the 4th inning with just 1 out. First walk tonight allowed by Kate Dally. She's got 3 strikeouts already this evening, but a walk that loads the bases here in the 4th. Ashlyn Wackendorf scheduled up next. Coach Moore talks to our home plate umpire, Brandon Bloom. Let's see what, if any, change he may be making in his batting order. It's like Emery McDonough's got a bat. Emery McDonough will come to the plate in this key situation in the fourth inning. Bases loaded, nobody out, scoreless game. Series opener between Baylor and BYU. Emory McDonough, another of the seniors on this Baylor roster from Bosqueville High School, had a real highlight moment a couple of weeks ago. Had a grand slam to complete a walk-off win over Abilene Christian. And before she bats, going to have a visit in the circle. Let's see if we might have a pitching change coming here for the Cougars. Heart-to-heart talk with Kate Daly. And she's going to stay in. Pitching coach is associate head coach Pete Meredith. Quite a background for Pete Meredith, who went out there playing and coaching. He was one of the top fast-pitch softball players in the history of the sport. Guy that was named to the All-World team 7 times, Team USA 4 times. He's in the International Softball Congress Hall of Fame, inducted in 2007. Tremendous pitching career in fast-pitch softball for Pete Meredith, the associate head coach for BYU. So Daly remains in. She'll face Emory McDonough with the bases loaded and one down here in the fourth. The pitch inside, ball 1 to McDonough. McDonough delivers for the Bears again. Clutch hit through the drawn-in infield into center field. Rowett scored easily, and then Coleman. There's Lindsay running at second, and Ashlyn Wackendorf re-enters the game. She will run at first base. Now Amber Tovin to the plate. There's look to add to what is a 2-0 lead. First pitch to Tovin is ball 1. She flied out to center field, her first time up tonight. There's a swinging strike 1 by Tovin. 3 singles and a walk have produced the 2 runs for the Bears so far. Still just 1 out in the inning. Pitch shows bunt, can't connect. Strike 2 on Amber Tovin. One ball, 2 strikes, the count on her. Kate Daly, the sophomore from Tremonton, Utah, in the circle. With the pitch. Up high, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gigi Lindsay running at second base, freshman from Smithdale, Mississippi. Pitch grounded to short, to second for 1, on to first. Not in time. Get the middle runner there, and the Bears now have runners on the corners. The fielder's choice by Amber Tovin. Runners on the corners with 2 down here in the 4th inning. And it is Faith Piper coming to the plate. Umpires are going to get together here and talk about something. Let's see if we can figure out what that might be before Faith Piper bats. Brandon Bloom behind the plate, Lyndon Baptiste at first, Robert Gonzalez at third. All right, we think they're going to take a review. They could be looking to see if Baylor left early from second base. It could very well be the case. Rounder to short there. A lot going on in that area. The shortstop, Morrow, with the runner bearing down on her. She did go behind her. So first review of the night is taking place. Right now there are 2 down in the inning. Baylor has runners on the corners, 2 runs home here in the 4th inning for a 2-0 lead over BYU. Same 2 teams will play tomorrow evening, 6:30 Central Time, 5:30 Mountain Time for the Bears and the Cougars. And they'll close it out on noon on Saturday. Early start in deference to BYU travel. Again, for the Senior Day recognition and celebration for Baylor in their final home game of the season on Saturday. Quick review. And she did leave early. She is out. At second base. Is that the inning? So just 2 outs in the inning. That's the second out. Base runner cleared. Abby Flores cleared from the base paths. Tovin, the runner at first base. 2 down in the inning now. Only 1 aboard. And here is Faith Piper at the plate for the Bears. 2-0. Baylor on top of BYU. Piper sends this one down the left field line, but foul. Went the opposite way. Hit it hard. And this is actually Tovin. Yes, Tovin at the plate. All right, so Tovin, who was at first base, is now back at the plate since the runner left second base early. So Tovin pops it up right side of the infield. Taken there by Maddie Udall-Woolley, and that is the inning. But a productive 4th inning for the Bears. One tonight, struck out her only previous at bat. This one hit hard to short, off the glove of Tovin. And Kamoku is aboard. Leadoff hitter aboard for the first time tonight for BYU here in the 5th inning. See how that one's ruled. Tough play for Tovin. Hard hit ball, well hit ball. And the batter is Leah Agbayani. Agbayani, the only hit of the night so far for BYU. Prior to Kamoku, that one is an infield single by Kayla Kamoku. 2 hits tonight now for the Cougars. Pitch away, it's a ball and a strike to Agbayani. Lily Walker, the left-hander, delivers right on the outer part of the plate. Well-placed pitch for a called strike. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Agbayani. This one hit hard to right field on a line. Grabbed there by Taria Coleman. That is not Coleman in right field any longer. That is Ashley Wackendorf out there. So Wackendorf, well done, that grab. Sometimes the hardest balls to catch are the ones hit right at you, and that one was right at her, about 3 steps over, and she makes the catch for out number 1. Here's a hard shot to third, to second for 1, on to first, off the glove of Shaylin Govan. Picked up by the Baylor catcher. Quick turn there at second base. They get the lead runner. That's 2 down in the inning. Maddie Udall-Woolley now aboard at first base on the fielder's choice. Kamoku is off the base paths on the fielder's choice. 2 down. Here's Bree Townsend, designated player. Snap throw down to first base. That throw was right on the money. Govan just had to turn around and apply the tag. Flores, the catcher for the Bears. Pitch up high, 2 balls, no strikes to Bree Townsend. Grounded back to the pitcher, her first time up this evening. Two down in the inning, a runner at first, a 2-0 Baylor lead over the BYU Cougars. Lily Walker grounds this one wide of third base. BYU coming off a big weekend in which they swept in-state rival Utah. You know that's big. Whenever they get past their now conference rivals, the Utah Utes. Friday night game in dramatic fashion, or the Thursday night game, the series opener, in dramatic fashion. They were down 13-9 going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Scored 4 runs to tie it, then won it in the 8th, 14-13. Won the next 2 games as well, so a sweep of Utah. Part of what is now a 5-game winning streak, longest of the year for BYU. They come into Waco a hot team. Grounder to short, Tovin on to first, and that is the inning. Leadoff single, Cougars can't bring her around. Middle of 5, still 2-0 Baylor. It's the difference right now, 2-0 Baylor lead over BYU as the Bears bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nine, 1, and 2 due up for Baylor. Faith Piper leads off. She's 1 for 1 on the night. A single down the left field line back in the 3rd inning. The Baylor third baseman tonight. Kate Daly, the starter, remains in the circle for BYU. Has pitched very well this evening, giving up the 2 runs on 6 hits so far. Bears just able to bunch those hits together in the 4th inning enough to produce the 2 runs. Came home on a 2-run single by pinch hitter Emery McDonough. Only runs of the night so far. Pitch outside, it's 3-0 to Faith Piper. Daly rocks and fires, taking his Piper on 3-0. It's called strike 1. BYU, one of 2 teams with Cougars as their mascot in the Big 12 now. The Houston Cougars joining the league. 3-1 skips in, there's ball 4. But when you shorten it to Cougs, BYU would spell it C-O-U-G-S. And Houston would shorten it to C-O-O-G-S. So take your pick there. These Cougs giving up a leadoff walk to Faith Piper to start the 5th inning. And it appears that will be the night for Kate Daly. Coach Pete Meredith out there, he's made the call to the bullpen. New pitcher coming on for BYU. The Cougars down 2-0 in the 5th inning. And a leadoff walk given to Faith Piper. This is Jada Villegas coming in, a freshman left-hander from San Bernardino, California, Cajon High School. So Jada Villegas is out of the bullpen. First pitcher tonight to come out of the pen for either team. Villegas' third most innings pitched on the team, 54 1/3 innings. This is her 27th appearance, second most on the team. All but 3 of those in relief. She has a couple of saves, a 5-2 record, a 3.74 ERA. So Jada Villegas out of the BYU bullpen here in the 5th inning. Switch from a right-hander to a left-hander also. Villegas continues her warm-ups. Here's the night for Kate Dally, the starter in the circle for BYU. Goes 4+ in the game this evening. Gives up the 2 runs, 6 hits by the Bears. 3 of those 6 hits came in that 2-run 4th inning. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks the night by Kate Dally. Not bad at all for the starter for BYU. But her night is done, at least for the moment. And she gives way to Jada Villegas. Villegas, first batter she'll face is the Bears' leadoff hitter, senior Presley Pylon. Pylon, left-hand hitter, is 0 for 2 so far tonight. Bats with a runner at first. That is Faith Piper. And nobody out here in the 5th inning. Strikeout in the first, a fly out to center in the 3rd so far by Presley Pylon. This one hit to the right side, to second for 1, back to first, not in time. They get the lead runner. Piper is retired from the base paths, and Pylon takes up residence at first base on the fielder's choice. So 1 down in the inning. Here is Brooklyn Carter to the plate. Baylor's center fielder. Making a habit of outstanding defensive plays out in center field is Brooklyn Carter. Had another one earlier this evening. Here's another look at it. Back in the 4th inning. This one looks like it may be extra bases, but Carter chases it down in the gap in left center field. Lily Walker loves the defense behind her. Another great defensive play by Brooklyn Carter. At the plate, she's 0 for 2 so far this evening. One pitch, first base side, taken by the first baseman unassisted. Udall Woolley will take that one. Moving on to second base is Presley Pylon, but there are 2 down here in the 5th inning. So 2 down, Shaylin Govan to the plate. Always dangerous hitter for the Bears. She is 2 for 2 tonight. Double in the first, a single and a run scored in the 4th. Govan with the average back over 400 with the 2 for 2 night. She's at 402. First pitch tried to hold back, couldn't do it. It's strike 1. Came in at 389 this evening. 389 batting average, 5th best in the Big 12. And again, 2 for 2, and she's back over 400. Ball 1 to her. Villegas delivers. This one is hit foul, first base side. Bounces off the screen in front of the visitors' dugout. This one into center field. Coming on to make the catch on a line is Lily Owens. Hit well off the bat of Govan. Owens, the nice defensive play that gets the Cougars out of the fifth. Mountain Time for Baylor and BYU. All the games on ESPN+. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for BYU facing Baylor's Lily Walker. 2-0 Baylor lead. We move to the 6th inning. One hopper back to the circle. Walker takes it over to Govan. Out number 1 in the 6th inning. Lily Walker in the top 5 in the Big 12 in wins, in strikeouts, in innings pitched, in games started, and in complete games. And she is showing every bit of that tonight so far against the Cougs. Leadoff hitter Lily Owens to the plate now for BYU. Owens 0 for 2 on the evening. In the air to right field. Ockendorf is there and makes the catch for out number 2. It's Ashlyn Ockendorf in right field for the Bears. 2 down in the inning. Here's Haley Morrow to the plate. Morrow, the shortstop, 0 for 2 this evening. Off-speed pitch called strike 1. Only a 2-out single in the 2nd and a leadoff single in the 5th. The only hits tonight so far by BYU. 2-hit shutout going for Lily Walker at this point. Pitch inside, it's a ball and a strike. Again, against a very good BYU hitting team. They come in with a .323 team batting average, 2nd best in the Big 12. Great power numbers, 73 home runs as a team. Baylor, by comparison, has 20 home runs. Different ballparks, different weather conditions, different elevation, you might say. That's a big difference. 73 home runs for BYU as a team. The 1-2, grounded to second, pylon to Govan, and that is the inning. Cougars retired in order for the first time since the 4th. On to the bottom of the 6th. Baylor by 2. Bunt singles this evening. BYU's as ready as they can be for her. They are in tight on the corners. First pitch is a called strike 1 to Coleman. Coleman on those 2 bunts is really deading the ball. First out in front of the plate, and the second one toward third. Slow roller to third. And playing in, Kamoku is able to grab the ball and throw her out at first base. First time BYU has retired Taria Coleman this evening. One down on the 6th inning. Carrington Dawson is coming to the plate. Dawson is 0 for 2 this evening. Twice she's grounded out to third base. Speedy runner out of the left-hand batter's box. They'll play tight again on the corners for Carrington Dawson. Called strike evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike on Dawson. Dawson has started every game but 1 this season. It's hit to second. Glove there by Mansfield. On to Udall Woolley at first base. to retire Dawson with out number 2 in the 6th inning. That'll bring Abby Flores to the plate, the Baylor catcher. 0 for 1 with a walk. Villegas delivers, called strike 1 to Abby Flores. First time for Flores to face the reliever Jada Villegas tonight. Villegas came in after a leadoff walk to Faith Piper last inning. Pitches away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Flores. Only 2 walks by both teams combined so far tonight. Grounded to second base, Mansfield to first, and that is the inning. The Bears go in order. We go to the 7th. Baylor 2, BYU nothing. No runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts for Walker, the Duke transfer. And she tries to finish it off in the 7th inning. But she'll face the heart of this BYU order. Elovea Brittingham leads off. Brittingham, the 2nd leading hitter in the Big 12, coming into play tonight. 0 for 2 so far on the evening. The 0 for 2, her average down to .429. There's a called strike 2 to her. She's ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Remember Brittingham with the huge power numbers. Big 12 leader in home runs with 18 and RBIs with 62. Walker, the 0-2. Hit hard, foul down the left field line. Really turned on that one, but pulled it foul. Brittingham also the Big 12 leader in slugging percentage. .870 slugging percentage coming in. Slow roller to third. Piper over to Govan, and that is a big first out to start the 7th inning to get Elovea Brittingham for the 3rd time this evening. One down in the 7th. Here is the catcher, Lindy Milkowski. She is 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out in the 2nd. Was robbed by an absolutely spectacular diving catch by Brooklyn Carter in center field in the 4th inning. Would have been extra bases, no question about it, had Carter not come up with that catch. Walker, the 1-0. Off speed, called strike 1. One the count to Milkowski. Pitch. Swinging, strike 2. Well, she's had these BYU hitters off balance all night tonight. Here's the 1-2 from Lily Walker. It's just outside. Milkowski won't bite on it. One down in the inning. We're in the 7th. Baylor a 2-0 lead. Both runs for the Bears came home in the 4th inning. There's been no other scoring outside that 4th. Here's the 2-2 in the air. Shallow right field. Pylon goes back, gives way to Wackendorf, who comes in and makes the catch just a few steps out on the outfield grass. That'll retire Milkowski, and that is out number 2 here in the 7th. Two down, Lily Walker trying to finish things off with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Here's Kayla Kamoku, who is 1 for 2 this evening, has one of the 2 hits for BYU. Kamoku, again, the reigning Big 12 Player of the Week, had a tremendous week last week and weekend in the series against Utah, with 9 RBIs in the 3 games combined. The 1-0 from Walker. Just outside, it's 2 balls, no strikes. Walker trying to finish off what would be her 8th complete game of the season. Pitch in the air to center field. Carter is there, makes the catch, and that is the ball game. A 2-hit shutout, a gem by senior left-hander Lily Walker tonight. And the Bears take the series opener against the BYU Cougars tonight in Waco. 2-0 the final score. Outstanding pitching that 4th inning, the 2 runs on the pinch hit single off the bat of Emery McDonough. All the scoring there was tonight. That's all Baylor needed behind Lily Walker for a 2-0 win. Snaps the Cougars' 5-game winning streak. They're now 29-13 on the season. They dropped